A very good morning to you from wherever you're watching us from all over the world. I'm so delighted to be here and to bring you a phenomenal man, a powerful man of God. I call him a prolific son of Africa. And not only Africa, he's a son to the whole world, because guess what? God has placed him on a very high place and standard to even affect the world. And he comes from right here in Africa. And that is why, as Nakuru TV, we are delighted to have Dr. Wale Akinyemi in studio. Dr. Wale, a very warm welcome to Nakuru TV studios. Some call you a business strategist. Some call you an astute businessman. Some call you a great consultant. But I call you a gift to the world.
Oh, thank you. That's
and
so
more
generous.
so to the African youth who thinks they are going and gone and forgotten. Tell us, who is Dr. Wale?
Well, I like people to just refer to me as a passionate African. I'm very passionate about Africa because since I was a kid, I've heard stories about Africa's potential. And I think it's a crime that at my age now, we're still hearing stories of Africa's potential. Nobody can take potential to the store.
Yeah.
You know, I can't take potential to buy a bottle of Coke. So how come we are not taking this potential and converting it into something else? I read a book called The Mystery of Capital by Hernando de Soto. And in that book, they looked across the poor countries of the world, most of them in Africa, and they realized that we have everything required to drive an economy and make it great. Not just resources, even the entrepreneurial mindset that we have and all that. So why are we the way we are? And according to that book, they said our biggest problem is the ability to convert assets into capital. We have things in raw material, but we have not learned how to convert them. That is why we're still talking about potential. Yeah.
And you are working towards that, definitely. It is seen all over where you go. You know, change can be felt. The impact is very evident.
Thank you.
And a lot of people talk about you inspire them to stir up, you know, their status quo and get rid of that and think beyond their status quo. And now you're in Nakuru. You have come to unlock Kenya. And now you're in Nakuru. Tell us about the Zero to Hero program, which is so close to my heart because it affects young people. And as young people, we need mentors like you. And not only mentors, those people who hold our hands and, you know, show us the way and tell us this is the way you should go. And you insist on that, and you instill values on that. Tell us about the program.
The program started about 9 years ago in a place called Madare in Nairobi. And when we started, again, I've been very passionate about this for so long. So we went there, and the template was very simple. My simple message to them was, if your mind does not stay in the slums, your body cannot stay. So a lot of programs have been designed, have been developed, giving money to young people. But you see, you can't give money to somebody whose mind has not changed. You see, no amount of money can make a poor man rich. No amount of money, and I've always said, money is not the solution to a financial problem. There is a mindset that is needed. Because if you just take money and give to someone who doesn't have money right now, and they have the same mindset, there are so many things waiting for that money. It will go. So we went in, and our objective was, let us first change the mindset. When I first got to Madare 9 years or so ago, people were asking me, oh, they want sitting allowance and all that. I said, you're not going to get that. I said, the only thing you will get from me, you will get a notebook, you will get books, you will get a pen, anything we talk about, write it down or get out. And they stayed. Now, fast forward, some of those people who stayed, we had people who have been gangsters, we had people who used to hold up buses on the Mombasa Road, we had people who had been in prison and all that. But today, the story is different. And we have continued that continuously in Madare, using Madare as a pilot, because the idea was, if this thing can work amongst the deprived of the deprived, then we can make it work elsewhere. So that's what we did. We have seen it work. The success story is phenomenal. And so we now decided, hey, let's take this around the country. We were having a program, the Zero to Hero Open Day. We had the CS for Devolution there. And he said, this is something you should take around the country. You know, so what we're doing is the success we had in Madare, we want to now take it around the country, kicking off from Nakuru. And it's a very simple thing. We want to identify young people who have things that can be scaled up. Maybe you're a painter, you're an artist, you're able to create things with your hand, you do beads, you do hair attachments, you do, things like that. You're a photographer, you're looking for a platform. We get behind you. But first we will train you. There is a mentality that we need to work on. We will train you in courses like personal branding, effective communication, the fact that people buy people, how to get over the sense of being a victim. Nobody, we want to get you out of that. The mentality of dignity. That whatever I'm doing, I'm going to do it with a sense of dignity. We are going to train people in that area. We're going to get mentors, who we can attach to them, who will mentor them and all that. And then finally, we're going to now look at how can we scale what they're doing and take it to the next level for them.
Yeah, and I think that is very important because most of the young people in Kenya right now, they're having pity parties. And unfortunately, nobody comes to your pity party. Everybody is waiting for you to do something with the little that you have. And if only they can have, that sense of, I can do something with my skill. And we are really looking forward to that in Nakuru.
Let me give you an example. So, I've written 16 books. People buy my books all over the world. But do you know, I used to hawk other people's books at Uhuru Park many years ago. I was selling books at Uhuru Park. I was that guy who would go to, I don't know if you know Nairobi well, the Aga Khan Walk. Just sit down there thinking about my life. And I know there are young people, all they need is for someone to believe in them and someone, a lot of them, I don't know how to say it. A lot of people think, you need to have $1 billion to change your, no. Some of these, my kids, all they need is the encouragement and the knowledge that we have people behind us who are just encouraging us and all that. And so I believe it's something, I also want to encourage people. I've been trying to get people to see that this is no longer something you're just doing out of charity. No. I am getting people to see that let's move the narrative from this being a charity case to being a business case. Do you know, even here like Nakuru TV, or you look at companies like Microsoft and all that, when these guys were starting in the garage or whatever, nobody gave them the hope that, or the, believed that they'll become what they are today. What if somebody had invested in these businesses when they were at that level? I have young people who are doing things today, who have made a great name for themselves. And everybody now wants to come and say, we know this person, and that's their claim to fame. But there was a time when nobody knew them. And that's why I'm telling people, this is not a charity case, it's a business case. You get behind somebody when they are nobody. Support what they are doing. Then when they are somebody, you'll be amazed at how that can become a huge business case. So that is the message I'm trying to get people. And we have an epidemic. People don't know. Let me tell you what it is. You have 7 million unemployed youth in Kenya. Do you know that's a time bomb waiting to happen?
It is.
Because, look, and I've given this analogy so many times. If you have a fruit like a mango, when it is ripe, if you don't pluck it at the right time, you know what happens? It gets overripe, it falls to the ground, it begins to attract flies, it sends out an odor. What was meant to be a blessing now becomes a curse. if we don't pluck this and harvest the young people of Kenya today, that young dreamer is the one that is likely to become the armed robber, the gangster, and all that. Because, like I keep saying, somebody doesn't have money, he doesn't have hope of money coming, he doesn't have hope of his life changing, and he needs to eat. Some of them have families. What do you expect them to do?
Definitely.
Prison capacity is 20-something thousand, 21,000.
Yes.
Prison population is over 50,000. And you have 7 million unemployed. What do you think that is going to do? It's a time bomb, and that's why everybody needs to get involved. You know, unfortunately, we are so focused on doing things for CSR. This is more than CSR. And you see, CSR, we spend 1 million to do something, and you spend 5 million to tell the world that you spent 1 million.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up. So let us see this as we are doing this to preserve our future. You know, we are doing this to preserve our future because if we do not intervene in the problem of young people in this country, across this continent, we are just sitting on a time bomb.
Yeah, and I think you have just answered a question here on Facebook Live on Nakuru TV. Jose Mraz is asking, ask Dr. Wale, what's the way forward for the youth?
And that's the way forward. The way forward is, number one, we need to change the mindset. We need to get the corporates. We need to get people out there. You know, there was this program that Esther Passaris did some years ago, Adopt a Light.
Yes.
We need to adopt a youth.
Yes, we do.
We need to adopt a youth. The amount of money some companies spend on just parties, on just their TGIF, can transform like 100 young people.
Yeah.
That is what I am saying. That let us see this as our responsibility. One of the things that look, insanity we've heard is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. For so many years, we have sat down and we have said, oh, this is the responsibility of the government.
Yes.
Nothing has changed. Are we going to continue sitting down saying this is the responsibility of the government? The people we are blaming have security around them. So when everything goes bust, you know, they are protected.
Yeah.
It is you and I. How many people can you mentor? How many people can each one of us adopt? If we continue to do that, do you know, we will make a difference. In my little capacity, we've done hundreds of young people over the years. And so I know it works.
Yes.
And that's why I am calling people. The reason we are having the business thing, you know, is that I also want CEOs. I want county leaders. I want people to come. Yes, we will train. There's a performance management tool that I have developed called the Pit Stop Performance Management Tool, which I will talk about later. But it's also to bring CEOs and all people that together and say, this is a roadmap. There is treasure in the youth. There is treasure in the slums.
Yeah.
Don't let us be. There's a young man who was in Malawi. His name is William Kamkwamba. William Kamkwamba was from a very poor family. And he went to the library, was kicked out of school, went to the library, saw a book about windmills. And he built a windmill from old tractor blades and old bicycles and all that. And he was able to produce electricity for his village. Now, he did that. Nobody paid attention to him. Then after he became big, and then you know what happened? He was sent for from the United States. And that is the problem. When they are here, now when he goes to the US, he's mentored by Bill Clinton, he's mentored by all these people. Then we open our big African mouths and say, oh, he's our brother, he's our son.
We know him.
When he was here, what did we do? What did we do? You know, we have a lot of universities that are giving African scholarships and all that because we have brains. But you know what? Nobody is paying attention to it. You know why those universities are doing that? We go to those universities, they give us their computers, they do all that. We do research, we come up with fantastic innovations. And then what happens? The patent, the copyright is not ours, it is theirs. And people are not seeing this thing, the power of intellectual property of the African. It is going out there. Do you know the highest paid musician last year was Michael Jackson? 9 years after his death, he made $400 million intellectual property. Marilyn Monroe, who died in 1962, intellectual property, made about $14 million last year. You know, these are things we are not looking at. We have geniuses on the street. We need to tap into that so that we build them, we develop them, we get behind them. It has more honor when they are able to look at us and say, Wale saw me when I was nobody. The managing director of our company, I call her my boss. Her name is Cynthia. The very first Zero to Hero class, she was there. Now she is a genius. She's one of the most brilliant people I know. Now, do you know what? All sorts of people are now have been trying to poach her, to get her. Big organizations trying to get her. You know what she tells them? She says, if you saw me when Wale saw me, you would not have seen me.
She was not looking all fair and lovely the way she looks now.
Zero to Hero is the ability to see young people for who they can be, not for who they are.
Yeah, and I think that is very important because most of the time we always wait for the government, you know, and our youths are so confused. They don't know whether they are coming, going, or gone. And then it becomes, sorry, I'm sorry, I wish I could have done this. And that is what is leading to most cases of mental health issues as well. And also suicide. And even families are now breaking up because if a young man is married, he can't provide. The wife says, my home is just near here. It was not burnt when I went away. I can go back. So the very foundation of society now again becomes shaken.
And again, when there is a disconnect, you know, let me tell you about the mental health issues. When there is a disconnect between what I know I can do and what I am doing, when there is that disconnect, all right, that is where a lot of that problem comes from. So deep inside, I know I'm better than this. Deep inside, I know I can do more than this. But you know what? I don't know how to cross that bridge to get to the place where what I see about myself tallies with what I am doing. That is where the problem is. And that's why I tell you, a lot of times we think, and I've said this earlier, we think we need 1 billion shillings to transform society. Some of these people just need counsel. Honestly. I've done this for nearly 10 years. Some of them just need counsel. That, you know what? Why don't you try this? Why don't you try this? Some of them just need to know. Yesterday was my birthday, so I put something on my resource page, Wale Akinyemi resource page on Facebook. The responses have been phenomenal, you know. And all I did was I shared my story. I was with a very, very influential person a week or so ago. And we were talking about where I am today. And we're talking about where we both were, you know. He's a very influential person in government and all that. And I said, oh, you know, a lot of people who see me today, they don't understand that it was not always like this. There's a process. There was a time when I was homeless. There was a time when I was squatting from friend to friend. There was a time, like I said, I was selling books at Uhuru Highway. You know, been there, done that. And this person I was talking to said, no, Wale, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. You know, why? Because they are looking at who I am today and what I'm doing today. But, you know, some people just need to hear that somebody else has had a story. There's a process. A lot of people are not able to handle success and prominence because they could not handle obscurity. And obscurity is the training ground. But it's where the character to handle success, it's where it is developed. I get out on the street in Nakuru and someone jumps on me and says, oh, I've seen you on TV, I've read your articles in the paper, and all that. Now, when you go across the country and you see things like that every day, how do you keep your head? Yeah, that is the character you build in an obscurity. So Paul the Apostle said, none of these things move me. Why do people get into public office and they mess up? They did not go through process. And so that's why I'm saying to young people, zero to hero is more than, oh, we want to come, let us support your idea. We will, if the only thing you get is that we're able to train and build the character that you require for success, then even that is good enough.
Wow. And Nakuru, you are not left out. It's happening this week in Nakuru County, in Nakuru Town, in a church near you. If you are a young person, today and tomorrow is your chance to come to JCC, Nakuru West. It's very simple. Come to town, Boda Matatu, number 48. And we're going to get all that Dr. Wale has said and even much more. This is just a tip of the iceberg. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss the chance to rebuild your life. If you feel that it is broken, if you feel that you don't know whether you're coming, going, and gone, you don't know whether you can do it or you can't, your chance is here. Today and tomorrow, the auditions are taking place for Zero to Hero program, Unlock Nakuru at JCC Nakuru West. And Dr. Wale, what is the timing?
I need to ask, what time is that going to be? 12.
12 noon.
Yeah.
12 noon. 12 noon, please.
That's even today and tomorrow.
Yeah, it's today and tomorrow. Even if you have to skip lunch, be there on time, go there and have your life changed. Because you can never be the same again if you listen and if you follow what Dr. Wale is talking about. Because it is absolutely what we need. And Dr. Wale, the business community is not left out. Yeah,
the business community is not left out. Like I said, I developed a tool many years ago, which we have used for a lot of organizations. It's the pit stop performance management tool. And I was watching, I love Formula One. So I was watching Formula One race, and I saw how the car pulls to the pit stop, and in a matter of seconds, they had changed the tires, changed the oil, serviced the car. And I had this idea, how about if we can get companies to operate at such a level of efficiency? So we developed this tool. We've even used it at the UN. We've used it in different places where we are helping organizations to understand the pit stop philosophy, to understand what are the ingredients of a great pit stop. How can you move your organization to that next level using this pit stop philosophy? Now, so we're having that in the morning on Thursday, the 22nd. We want the business community to come because by the time we finish training some of these young people, the business community will need them. You know?
Yeah.
And also, as a business community, this is how you can take your performance to a whole new level. Yes.
So on the 22nd, for those who are in business, if you're a startup, if you want, to get to where you want to be, if you want your business to have the spirit of excellence, because it is written all over you, Dr. Wale. Yes, and the spirit of excellence is what you need to even operate in the marketplace and even be a force to reckon with in whatever business it is that you're doing. So on the 22nd, it's happening at the Hotel Cafe, starting at 8 a.m.
Yes.
That is going to be a power-packed breakfast. Don't miss it for anything. Don't be mediocre. Mediocre people never make it. In fact, they don't even come near to making it. So you better avail yourself there. If you're in the marketplace, if you're doing a business, if you're an entrepreneur, this is what you have been asking. What can I do? How can I make it in the business world? How can I become a business mongol? Your answer is here. Dr. Wale is going to be there at the Hotel Cafe at 8 a.m. in the morning. Be prompt, be there on time so that you'll be able to absorb everything that he has to offer to Nakuru and even to Kenya at large. Dr. Wale, we are about to wind up. Your final remarks. Tell us something before tomorrow and even the 22nd.
I think opportunities have no owners. They are free for all, situations waiting for who will be bold enough to step up and take them. And every failure is the end result of missed opportunities. Right now, we have another opportunity, you know, through this program for young people and for businesses. We have an opportunity. We are asking them to pay $3,000 for breakfast, you know. Now, under normal conditions, that would not be the case. But we are here to give. And so there may be a business person looking at this. If you look at it as a cost, you will not come. If you look at it as an investment, you will come. So it's all about perspective. How do you look at it? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For coming to Nakuru TV,
Thank
even
you.
speak to us about, you know, this is something that should be there. I believe so. Because we need to change the way we think, first of all, the way we operate, and even the way we approach issues. So, my viewer, you never get to have an opportunity if you miss to capture it on time. And remember, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity like this one, and you don't know how to do it, you're saying, I've never gone to Hotel Cat, say yes. Learn how to do it later. It is humans who go there. So don't demean yourself. You're a young person. How can I go to JCC? I'm not born again. Come. It is not for the born again. God does not use those who have been called already. He calls them and then uses them. So you don't have a reason to miss the audition today and tomorrow, starting at noon. And then also the breakfast. Be sure to be there on the 22nd. We are going on a short commercial break, but we're going to be back in a short while. Welcome back to the show, and with me is Mr. Mwangi, Mr. David Mwangi, who is in the corporate world. He's also the chair for the Nakuru Intelligentsia Club, and he's also the chair for the Nakuru Tourism Association, and so he knows very well what this power breakfast on the 22nd, this coming Thursday, is going to be all about. And Mr. Mwangi, welcome to Nakuru TV studios. maybe you can talk to the people in the corporate world about the business breakfast or the power breakfast that is going to be happening on Thursday, how they need to unlock their potential and to unlock Nakuru as a business hub.
Thank you so much, Estelle. I just want to welcome all the corporate people in Nakuru, all the business people in Nakuru, everybody who would wish to grow to attend this breakfast. The breakfast will be on Thursday, 22nd, from morning at the Cardi Hotel.
If you want to grow your business, you need to hear from those who have grown them before. The model that's going to be used on that day is the pit stop performance model, and it's one of the best ways that you can learn on how to unlock your business. So I want to welcome the people of Nakuru to that particular breakfast. It's one of a kind breakfast that you don't need to miss.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there you have it from the chairman himself. He knows exactly what the pit stop tool, the tool that you need to use even to upgrade your business and even to make it better and to unlock your potential in your business. The Zero to Hero program for the young people. I know you work with the young people also a lot. Please invite them. When they hear it from you, they will be stirred up to come.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to invite the people of Nakuru, especially the youth. I've been a youth. Nobody speaks that stage. I've been a youth before, and it took the effort of other people to hold my hand for me to be where I am. I've come from the village. I've lived in part of the slums in Nakuru, so I understand how much somebody can touch your life. And we are inviting all the youth on the 22nd, this Thursday, at JCC Nakuru West, to come and show their talent. There are many people who have talent, but they're hidden in the streets. They're hidden in the villages. They're hidden in the slums. So I would like to welcome them. This is the platform you're getting. You may not have gotten all the good education that others have gotten, but you have an opportunity now. Come with that potential that you have. Let us see what you can do, and we're going to hold your hand, and I'm very sure that you're going to rise.
So thank you so much for joining us this morning. And if you're a young person, I know I sound like a broken record, but today at 12 and tomorrow at 12 noon, please be at JCC Nakuru West. Unaenda tu hapo Nakuru West na Dudi, you can go on foot, you can use the matatu. I want to simplify this thing for you. It is what you need as a young person. And if you're in the business world, even if you're a young person, you're in the corporate world, you're starting out Thursday. Thursday is your day. Thursday is when you make up your mind to be excellent and to make it in business, not to make it only in Nakuru. No, you can make it internationally because it is possible. And as Dr. Wale has said, opportunities are limited and they are not coming in tags, written people's names. No, it is up to you to decide and to purpose to be there on Thursday in the morning at 8 a.m. at Hotel Cathy. Come get your life impacted. Come have your business impacted. Come show your skills. Come and get to learn from the best. I'm your host, Esther Mwai, and this has been Good Morning Nakuru. Do have a good morning and a blessed week.